gas prices are probably going to be outrageous.
Yeah.
And there's probably going to be a lot more, the weather's going to be a lot hotter and steamier because of the global warming. And
What do you think will be going on in your career choice in 50 years?
oh man, probably so much more different stuff than there is now. A lot more technological advances, more computer programs, better computers.
What will be the most exciting part about it?
Probably have to do less work just because they're going to have so many different programs. You won't have to work so hard. It makes it easier, but not too easy because then anybody can do it.
All right, great. Class that you went, you had something that's going through your head. So what were you thinking about?
Oh, the first day of class, I was a little bit older of a student, so
Yeah.
I thought that I wasn't gonna be able to keep up. It's been a while since I'd been back to high school, so I thought that I thought it was gonna be more difficult than it was. But when I got into classes, started getting to know people and know my teachers, it wasn't as difficult as it was. Really felt like I was supposed to be there.
So now when you go to class the first day of the semester, what feels different?
The first day, I feel like I know people, a lot of people in my classes, so I do know some of my teachers. So it is, I don't feel as what's the word? I feel like I can handle I got coming to me. But I'm always challenged. So at the same time, it's not going to be just easy. But I feel like I can handle what's coming to me.
Great.
Yeah, thanks.
Good enough.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. That OSU Okmulgee is different than other colleges.
Well, OSU Okmulgee is probably the only really technical school that offers an associate's degree in applied science, and you can major in the heat and air, refrigeration, and ventilation program. Really, OSU Okmulgee is known for its heat and air program, and everybody in the heat and air field knows about OSU Okmulgee and the students it puts out. And
What do your faculty make a difference in
yeah,
your
we got
classes?
some very sharp instructors over there. Mr. Walker, he got a lot of experience under his belt. He's been here for over 30 years. Then we got Margworth, he's a really sharp electrical instructor. Then we got Shepard, he's our capstone, helps us pass our journeyman, our state license test, which will be coming up next month.
Are you ready for it?
I hope so. We're fixing to start prepping for it.
Great.
What about jobs?
Actually, I have a job lined out for TAC, Tour Andover Controls. They flew me down to Dallas over spring break for an interview. They paid for my airfares, place to stay, everything. And I got a job. I took the job. It's going to be in Kansas City, and they're going to fly me down to Dallas September 10th for 3 weeks of training. Then I go back up to Kansas City for additional training, and that's where I'll work.
Awesome.
Tell us how living on campus has benefited you.
Living on campus has been great to socially. After staying on campus after a while, it's just you come here right after you're out of high school. Yeah, you got the social life going on in high school, but as soon as you get here, you're actually living around your peers. You're away from home. You're by yourself. You have to live on your own. It's different, and it pushes the envelope on how social you can be, who you are, finding out the things that make up you. You really discover yourself as well as find your place in the world, I think, while you're living on campus. And it's just been great. It's been a wonderful experience here at OSU. Okmulgee.
Yes.
Perfect. I think OSU Okmulgee is different than any other college.
Probably because you're in a class with about 20 different guys the whole day, so you get to know them, and it get pretty crazy. We do a lot of stuff together. We go out riding 4-wheelers, go mudding in trucks and all this stuff. But we also pull pranks together, like let's see, the whole trash can against the door thing. Fill a trash can up with water, put it up against another guy's door, and beat on the door, and fill the whole room with water. See here, what else do we do? We shave and cream a couple people's doors and stuff like that. But just a little bit of everything, just anything crazy. We all get together, hang out, and we all know our cat teachers are from the cat dealer prep program. We all know them pretty well. We hang out with them, and we'll have cookouts and stuff like that when we all get together. So I think that's what makes it unique. Other colleges, if you go to them, you wouldn't have a certain group of guys you just hang out with all the time. This right here, you really get to just be with these people just all the time. And so it's pretty cool.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Right, boogie on my nose.
Okay. Now you're good. College can be tough. How do you deal with the stress of classes?
I use friends to help with the stress. We all got four-wheelers, we go out and go mudding. We hang out, pull pranks on each other. We have cookouts all the time. Everybody comes out. I don't live on the dorms, so everybody comes up to my house, we go riding and eat stuff there and play horseshoes. I think friends is the best way to relieve stress. Some people say drink, but that ain't always the best. It usually gets you in more trouble because then you're late for class. So. Drinking in moderation, I guess, will help, but usually moderation gets out of control.
So do you feel that it's easier to make friends here on this
Yeah.
on this campus?
Yeah.
What program are you in?
I'm in the CAT Dual Prep for Caterpillar. And there's not too many girls here, but I think that'd help relieve some stress if there was more girls. So I think the OSU needs to get some more, broaden up the nursing region a little bit. I think that'd help out.
More diverse population.
Yes.
All right. Perfect. What about OSU Locomotive?
I actually learned about it. I was looking into being into automotive mechanics, and I had a friend of my grandmother that had knew some people that went to a good school, and there are really no good technical institutes around my area. And when we got to talking to him, we got hooked up with a guy that was in Caterpillar, working for Caterpillar, and the next thing I know, one of the representatives was down at my high school talking to me.
So what made you choose then?
I really want to do something with my hands, and I like mechanic work, and I found out about this program, and it seemed like something I'd really like to do.
Excellent.
Great. Preparing you for your future.
Well, the shop wise, like before I worked in little body shops, and after I came here, I got into a pretty good dealership. Got a nice job. I like the facilities and stuff. Turned out pretty that's what I came here for. My big thing is I always wanted to work at a dealership, body shop, and got what I wanted coming here.
So what program of study are you?
Auto collision.
Auto collision.
Yeah.
So what's the neatest thing you've worked on here?
The neatest thing I've worked on here? Probably sectioning a frame rail on a Tahoe. That was pretty rough.
How does that work?
It was pretty hard. It took 8 weeks to do it.
Wow.
8 weeks for us to do it. Because it had to be within millimeters when the rail was, good God, a foot off. And we got it back to specs. Last I heard, it's rolling down the road and doing all right.
All right.
Great.
But I got exactly what I wanted out of school.
Perfect. Tell me what brought you here to OSU Locomotive.
Well, I took auto collision repair in high school at my local Botech, and went through the VICA, came up here and did the VICA contest, a state competition up here. I like the facilities, and you know, from word to mouth, this is the best place to come for collision repair. So I loaded up in the fall and came up here.
Do you remember what your experience was when you got on campus?
It was pretty good when I got up here because I was lucky enough to get in the new dorms and you know, having the rooms to yourself and all that. You know, it's pretty good, and the people up here are real nice, help me out a lot. So.
Great. A jet car. You think you're ever gonna fly a jet car in 50 years?
Flying a jet car, it's possible. Because the way technology is now, you know, you got cars running off water and sunlight. It's possible to have jet cars. And got a good job, so I'll be able to afford a jet car.
All right.
What field are you studying?
Auto body, auto collision.
Auto collision. So you think you're gonna learn how to fix a jet car?
Learn how to fix a jet car.
You think
Customize it.
trick it out?
Yeah, it won't even fly. It'll just be like, you know, it's a custom jet car. Most jet cars fly. We're gonna have it on the ground. That's what I'm talking about.
So tell me, what were your thoughts as you went to your first class and your first day here?
I was terrified, actually. I mean, it was completely different stuff from going from high school to college, different people, different walks of life. It was scary.
What makes the difference? What was the biggest differences you noticed?
I'm a pretty outgoing person, so I just walked in self-confident, and I was like, hey, what's up, guys? And from there on, it was so much easier, and everybody was a lot nicer, and you get to know people, and you get to know different cultures, different walks of life, different lifestyles, everything, and it's pretty awesome.
So now when you're going to your first class on a semester, since you've been here and you're part of the campus community, What's your thoughts now?
I'm excited. I couldn't wait to go to English class. I was like, heck yes, man, English class. I had so much fun. So I like all my classes. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm learning a lot.
Alright, well, I think in 50 years education will be really hard, I believe, because the more you go into time, the harder it gets everything. I mean, you got so much knowledge, you know, and your brain puts more and more information in you, and
There'll be 50 more years of history to learn.
yeah, 50 more history. Easy for us, hard for them actually,
Yeah.
for the generation then, but I don't know.
What do you think, how do you think teaching would change in 50 years?
Well, teaching, I'm pretty sure would change a lot because they'll have more to introduce to the people, to the students that in 50 years than today. I mean, like I said, there are problems we couldn't solve today in today's society which will be solved in 50 years probably, and then the students will say, this is pretty easy, but for us right now it's so hard to solve it. So education will be, I'm pretty sure, will be harder. We'll be more educated.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Mount? Can you change up the round thingy?
Out in the center,
Okay.
flat box. Thank you.
So you're president of the student organization that helps organize activities on campus.
Yes.
What can you tell us about one of the more positive and fun experiences with that?
I get confused. I would just say it's an honor, I think, in all, because being the president, it's not even about that. It's about, I have taken such a leadership role by being the president. However, I think that it's just being able to reach so many people and know that because of what we're doing, it's enhancing their education and it's enhancing what they're getting out of a college. Because I know colleges that don't have that kind of student outreach, it's a part of the experience they're not getting. And I think that that's one thing about Rebel, and it's one thing because we're student-led, and it's one thing about the school is that we do our best to reach out to the individuals and to the students as a whole, and while keeping the individual. And it's the parties are about them, and the activities in Cobell Hall are about them, and it's what they want to see. And I think that by doing that, it makes each student's opportunities here grow, because they can find and be who they are through what we have to offer because of that.
Great.
Cool.
You got any more questions?
So tell us why you chose OSU Oklahoma.
It was really weird actually. My accountant actually was the president of the Alumni Association at Stillwater, and he saw that I wasn't working much because he filed my taxes, and he kind of put me in touch. He put me in touch with the president of OSU in Stillwater, and he put me in touch with the president here because I showed interest in graphic design, and I mean, it was just a weird turn of events, because if it hadn't have been for him, I probably would have never ended up coming here.
So it was a personal contact that led
Yeah,
you
it was my accountant. Who'd have thought? Yeah.
So why
What
did
kind
you,
of business were you in before?
I worked at tattoo shops, and
So you're putting your design work to good use.
yeah, but yeah, and he just, and my cousin also told me I had to go to school. So yeah.
what do you think will be different in your profession of graphic arts in 50 years? How do you think that will change?
I don't think there'll be as much use of print media as there is right now. I think it's going to go a lot more into motion graphics and just digital stuff. A lot more use of the internet for advertising and whatnot.
Has some of your studies here started preparing you for that change, you feel?
I have a general knowledge of a lot of the technology that's coming up, and that's really helpful. And I think I think it'll be key in the next 5 years. I think it's gonna go a lot more that direction. I don't think it's gonna take too much longer. Yep.
Great.
Okay.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
All right.
So the very first day you went to class here as a student.
On the very first day, I was really excited, you know, but I came from like major cities all my life, like growing up in the Bay, growing up in Tokyo, Japan, and Oklahoma City. And when I got to Okomogi, I was just kind of lost. Like, this is the first time I've been to a really small town, so how am I really gonna, you know, it's kind of a culture shock, but you know, I really adapted to it, and it's really it's a good town. It's a nice little town, you know, really peaceful, and it's kind of secluded from my friends back home from high school, and so I get a chance to really just stay focused.
So, how many semesters have you been here?
I've been here about 10 semesters. I graduated this semester.
This is your graduation.
This is
So
my
when you
graduation.
had your first class this semester as a senior graduate, what was your thoughts when you went off to class?
Staying focused, and I'm going for a 4.0 this semester, no more slacking off, and so I really need to learn everything I need to know this semester and just getting it all together so I can start working immediately when I get out.
What are you going to graduate with?
A bachelor's.
Bachelor's in what field?
In IT. Information Security, yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tell us what brought you to OSU Okomogi?
Well, I originally went to Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa, for my whole freshman year, and I came back to Tulsa, and talking to my mom, saying I really wasn't getting any graphic design experience. So she looked around, we talked to some people, and I heard that OSU Okomogi was pretty much the place to be for any technical trade that you was gonna do. So I came and checked it out. I liked the program. The teachers were real nice. Everybody was cool. So it changed my mind, made me come up here.
So do you live on campus?
I live on campus now. I live in Tulsa actually, but I mean, I got away from home already, so why not stay on campus again? Got that taste of being on my own, so I can't get away from that.
So do you have what was one of the better experiences you've had?
Great experiences.
Yeah, on campus here.
Probably intramurals. I mean, I found a group of guys. We had an intramural football team, won that. Intramural basketball team won that, and looking forward to a 3-on-3 tournament coming up pretty soon.
What was the team name?
The Dynasty.
The Dynasty. What's that mean? Where'd that come from?
Where did that come from? I think somebody was wearing a shirt that said Dynasty on it, and he was like, "Hey, how about Dynasty?" That's where it came from.
Perfect. Great.
All right.
Thank you very much.
So,
Here we go. She's going to be a laugher.
tell me,
Okay.
50 years from now, what do you want to look back and say you were able to do?
I want to look back and say I was able to go to college and all my friends and family was able to support me. I didn't have any negative problems on campus. The teachers, the counselors and everybody was real cool. They helped me with a lot of things. They helped me with my schedule, my financial aid. It's a lot of help that you got.
So when after you've been successful and you've graduated, what field are you going to go into?
Registered nursing.
What do you think is going to happen in 50 years with nursing?
I think I'm going to continue. I'm probably going to retire until I can't work no more.
What made you choose nursing?
My mom, she's a physician assistant. She talks about nursing all the time. I always want to learn about the human body.
Do you like enjoying working with people and helping people?
Yeah.
What's the neatest part about that?
The neatest part is just like talking to different people every day, helping different people every day.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you
Great.
very much.
But being in Wisconsin, shoot.
Have you ever been homesick?
Is it on? Oh yeah, because I live in Wisconsin, which is about a 14-hour drive away. It's crazy.
So, first time you got really homesick, first time you were up here on campus, what kind of got you through it?
My mama calling me every day. Or my granny, she live right across town, but I don't go over there often. But I really miss my mom and my daddy.
Is there anything about campus that reminds you of home?
No, just some of my mama's friends on it, because they can cook like her, so I go over their house and eat.
What's your favorite food? What's your favorite home food?
My favorite food is cube steak, mashed potatoes and gravy, macaroni and cheese, broccoli, and red Kool-Aid.
All right. Perfect. What club are you involved with?
I am Vice President of Scholarship for Phi Theta Kappa, and I'm also involved in AITP.
Now, Phi Theta Kappa is the honor society here on campus.
Yes, it is.
How long have you been involved with that?
This will be my second semester.
Second semester. So have you gotten to do any events with them yet?
I got to go to the International Convention in Nashville, Tennessee.
Tell me what was the most outstanding part of that international convention? What really stands out in your mind?
Seeing our name go across the board, we were in the top 100 clubs internationally.
How'd that make you feel?
It made me excited, anxious for next year to see our name up there more.
Can you tell me anything about the friends that you made within Phi Theta Kappa?
Well, at the convention, I got to become friends more with Marcy and Charles and Ken. Just goofing around and going out to eat. And we got to go to the I drew a blank. The
Opera House?
Opry House, Grand Ole Opry, and the Hall of Fame down there, and that was pretty exciting.
What are some of the things, in Phi Theta Kappa it's open to all students, so I'm sure we have lots of diversity within the organization, but what are some of the things that are common amongst our members of Phi Theta Kappa?
Common. Well, of course, their scholarship, they are top in their class. Everybody is, because you got to have that 3.5 to join.
Great. What's one thing that you want to walk away from this university besides your degree that you'll take with you?
Besides my degree, the continued friendship of the people I met here.
Great.
Thank you.
General Motors, so what's that? Working on what?
Cars.
Cars?
Yep.
So what are you learning in your classes?
We're learning right now about automatic transmissions. We do the 8 ASCs, basic mechanics of cars right now.
What's an ASE?
An ASC is an automotive service of excellence.
Okay. So how's that, how do you think what you're learning right now in class is going to help you in 50 years?
Because right now cars are changing, like they're adding more and more electrical to it, so you pretty much have to have a basic knowledge of what you're doing to be able to even work on them now, because they've changed so much in 20 years, so even in the future they're going to change even more probably for the better.
Can you think of how they might start changing?
I'm going to say they're going to go more and more to computer. They're going to pretty much get rid of all mechanical stuff. It's going to be all ran by wires and switches.
Is that what they call drive-by-wire?
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to all be done by wire pretty soon.
So how much computer work have you done here?
We're learning quite a bit. I mean, it's still, even in 4 years, they're going to update everything again for more, to go to the more mechanical, get away from the mechanical side of everything.
So how you're learning right now, do you think that's helping you to continue to learn?
Yeah, I would say it does, because you don't have to, I mean, you already learned how to learn. A lot of people go straight out of school, think it's a great thing to get into cars, because you don't think you have to have an education to work on them. And then you kind of, it changes, so then you don't even want to learn about it. So, I mean, you just kind of fall out of the business that way.
So you feel that you're being prepared to continue learning as you go on?
Yeah, I would say you have to learn in this business, or you'll just, I mean, it'll just drive away from you.
What's a funny story that happened in the classroom?
In a classroom.
Or outside, or at the union, or on campus, or...
Well, today we had someone that didn't even put their transmission back to the right way, so they ended up having to stay late today to put it back, but I mean, it kind of got our teacher pretty riled up about it, but I guess it's all right.
Was that, were you that student?
No, I wasn't that student. Mine went back right.
Great.
Thank you.
What program of study are you in?
I'm in culinary arts.
Culinary arts. So can that be a stressful?
Yes.
What makes it stressful, and how do you deal with that?
Things have to be done at a certain time. Food has to be done. The what?
Is the coursework demanding?
Most of it we don't actually do like in-class work. We just cook, and that's our tests, and they teach us the basics, and we have to elaborate from there.
So you're doing your classroom really is the kitchen then?
Right.
Okay. So what was the earliest class you had with culinary?
It was our basic skills class where you learn your knife cuts and all the other sauces and things like that. Just the very bare basics, your cooking methods and things like of that nature.
Did that really excite you?
Yeah, it really did.
What's the neatest part about cooking?
it's really an art. I don't think people view it like that, but I think a lot of it's very artistic.
You get to create.
You be very creative and try new things and try to mix things that don't go together, and it's a science also.
What's the strangest thing you've prepared that you would not have thought you could have done before you came here?
There's a lot of things. Before I came to school, I didn't even know how to cook. I just really interested in it. So a lot of things I have learned, I can't even start to talk about it.
So what do you do to deal with all the stress of all this new learning and all these new challenges that's in front of you?
Well, whenever I get stressed out and I can't take it anymore, I just sleep.
You just what?
I just take a nap or sleep or just try to do something else. Don't have to think about it for a little bit, and then you just have to deal with it, do one little thing at a time.
So getting rest and then just setting little goals and getting to them.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Great.
Thanks.
So what program of study are you learning?
I'm in the GM-ASAP program.
GM, so that's working on cars?
Yes.
So in 50 years, do you think you're ever going to drive a jet car?
It might be possible. I don't know, people said by the year 2000 everybody would be flying in jet cars, so it's kind of hard to say in 50 years if I'll actually be in one.
Would you like to?
It'd be alright, I guess. I mean, I could see myself driving a jet car. I don't know about working on one.
What do you think would be the challenge of working on one?
It's a whole lot different. It's like working on an airplane compared to working on an actual car. It's something different from going back from the 85 pickup I drive to, you know, a 2050 model jet.
Great.
All right, thanks.
Good one. So, can you tell me if you've met new people here at campus?
Well, of course.
So what kind of new people?
There's all kinds of different new people from just different programs. I actually went out of culinary, you know, and I've had more friends out of culinary in automotive, Komatsu, whatever, heavy equipment, all kinds of stuff like that. So there's a lot of people here, and I mean, I've always been a really outgoing person anyway, so I make new friends all the time. What else would you like to know?
Where do you usually meet these new people at?
Actually, honestly, I've probably met the most people either in class or when I lived in the dorms. I met the most people down there because I lived in the new dorms, and I just go down in the commons and, you know, see all kinds of people down there. All kinds of people running around campus everywhere. So actually, living here would be the place. I met more people.
Would you recommend for freshmen to live in the dorms?
Yeah, actually I would at first. I mean, not necessarily have to stay there because you should be actually out on your own and all that stuff like that. But if you're coming from, you know, like somewhere that's like 4 or 5 hours away, and it's a big hassle to get somewhere to live, like an apartment and stuff like that. It could be probably overwhelming for other people. So, I mean, I'm moving down to Stillwater here pretty soon, and that's kind of, you know, it's just, honestly, kind of sucks to go look for an apartment down there and all that stuff like that. So.
Did you make friends in the dorms when you lived there?
In the
dorms?
Middle Cap?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people to talk to.
Are those friends you still stay in touch with?
Yeah, if I see them. I see people all over. I made a lot of friends in the cafeteria too, you know. Worked over there for over almost as long as I've been here, so I see people every day.
Great. Perfect.
Well, first of all, it was for the photography, and then I came here and I found out there were so many boys, and I just went ecstatic. I was so excited because I'm definitely boy crazy, and I was like, yes! And then I come over here to the dorms, and one day I'm walking down the hall, and I'm the only girl in my hall, which is kind of fun. And I'm walking down the hall, and I get chased by this little guy named Zach, and he was like, girl, huh? And he starts running down the hall, and he was like, hey, girl! And I was like, oh my goodness, hi! That was fun. So, crazy experiences. We definitely get a lot of attention here, so it's fun.
Do you still live in the dorms?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
What's would you recommend to other students, to other girls to live in the dorms?
Oh, yeah. There's always something to do.
What's some of the fun?
And I didn't have to buy lunch for like 2 weeks because I got so many dates.
What's some of the fun activities that go on that you enjoy?
Well, residential life always has something going on. They had a luau and all kinds of stuff. And there's always pool tables to go around and hustle the guys with.
What was the crazy thing that happened at the luau?
I don't know. I think it rained.
You think it rained?
So.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, have you met very many new people here at college?
I've met a lot of new people since I've come from a small school. I went to Liberty Mounds, and I come here, and it's a bunch more people. And like one of my first friends here, like the way we met, she went to Porter High School, and she went to the Mud Bogs, and she seen this little picture that I had, and it was of the Mud Bogs, and she was like, oh, "You've been to the Mud Bogs? I live out there." And so that I kind of knew she looked familiar to me, but I wasn't sure how she was familiar to me. So
Let's
that
go.
was,
What is the Mud Bogs?
the Mud Bogs, it's like big huge trucks or big huge cars driving through a ditch full of mud as fast as they can. It's pretty much a race. Timed.
And do you do it?
No, I watch. Yeah, it's like I don't have a truck like that.
If you had a truck like that, would you race it?
Um,
If someone gave you the keys and said, "Here, you got one chance. Nobody's looking. You don't have to pay for anything."
I would do it. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Now, did you go to a large or small high school?
Really small high school.
Really small.
Mhm.
So what was your first thought when you came onto campus?
Quite a bit bigger. Our town's really small. We have like one red light and that's it. And we graduated with about 78 people in our class, so quite different.
It's quite different. Now, do you live in the dorms?
Yes, I live in the dorms.
So does it feel like sometimes there's more people in the dorms than there are in your town?
Yeah, usually you meet a lot more people. In high school you had people and didn't have really close friends in high school, but up here I've made a lot more friends and become a lot closer with, so it's a pretty good experience living in the dorms. You know, you meet different people and it's a lot more fun.
A lot more fun.
Mhm.
What's the biggest difference between high school and college?
Less drama, a lot less drama. High school, it's usually stuff going on all this. I mean, like, people get in arguments and stuff here. People seem they're older, so they more mature and handle things better, so.
Do you think the way that classes are taught on campus, is that different?
It's a little different. Most of the classes are still kind of small, so you still get kind of like on one-on-one, attention and stuff, but a little bit different, but not like usually drastic difference.
Not so bad it scares you?
Yeah, not too bad.
What was your thought the first day you went to class?
I was a bit overwhelmed because I didn't know anybody. I came on here, didn't know anybody at all, but after a while it got better.
So now, you've been here several semesters, right?
And it's my third.
Third semester. So your first day of this semester, you went off to class